it's Kate from the Center for Arts and Technology talking to you today about the pet reptile. Reptiles are interesting animals to keep. They can be quite entertaining to watch. Some popular reptile breeds, the chameleon, the bearded dragon, the water dragon, geckos, lots of different varieties, ball pythons, whatever you are looking for. Just make sure you're researching and finding what type works best. Chameleons are a popular option. People need to realize they don't like to be handled very much. Chameleons are more of a reptile that you watch. They're very neat. They climb in the trees and on branches all day, and bearded dragons are a great option. They're very social. When you're looking for your enclosure, you need to figure out what type of reptile you're going to have. So if you're having a desert dwelling lizard, you would have an enclosure that's longer than it is tall. And if you're having an arboreal lizard or a reptile that is from the rainforest, such as a chameleon, you will have an enclosure that is taller than it is wide, because they will be climbing all around. And so they like to climb up and they like to come down. And then having the appropriate substrate. So moss is good for the chameleons because it holds moisture and they have a high humidity need. Whereas the desert moss is not really needed there. They don't need the high humidity. So something like sand or a reptile pad would be great. Lighting is very important with reptiles. So having a UVA, UVB lighting is important for vitamin D, which helps them absorb calcium. And also a basking spotlight. And then at nighttime, a ceramic light or under pad heating as well. So during the day, you'll have your UVA, UVB lighting and you'll have your basking spot. So when you set up your enclosure, you should have a cool zone where the reptile can get away if they're too hot. Have a just nice warm zone, middle zone, and then having your basking spotlight at one end of the enclosure. So and having maybe a rock or a branch that goes up towards the basking light so that the reptile can go all the way up to the top if they need more heat, or they can go midway, whatever they need to do. Rocks are great because they hold the temperature. So the rock will be nice and warm. At nighttime, when you turn off your spotlight, your basking light, and your UVA, UVB, they still require heating at night. So having a ceramic bulb, it emits heat, but not light, or there is underpad heating that you can put underneath the enclosure, like a little heating pad. The type of reptile you get will depend on whether they're a herbivore, insectivore, omnivore. Either way, we like to enhance their diet and make it as nutritionally valuable as possible. So gut loading crickets is one great option. So feeding the crickets a high quality meal. And then when the reptile eats the cricket, it's getting the meal that the cricket ate. Also, dusting is very important. Reptiles have a high calcium need, so we try and get calcium in them as much as possible. So dusting crickets, mealworms, waxworms, whatever they're eating, just get a plastic bag, put some powdered calcium in there, shake them up, and then before you feed them, they're coated in that calcium, so they're getting that calcium in them. Low calcium can lead to metabolic bone disease. Their enclosure should be visually appealing to not only you, but it should act and mimic their regular environment. Reptiles can become stressed if their environment is not suitable for what they need, and you can tell that by nose rubbing. So it looks like they're trying to escape. They'll go to the cage and just rub back and forth, and they can actually cause some damage to their nose and get mouth rot. And so if their habitat is stimulating for them, then that shouldn't happen. You can increase and enrich their environment by changing up substrate. You can change up the rocks and the plants and just making it different for them, offering them treats, so like superworms or something that they're not part of their diet usually. But reptiles are really neat pets, and do your research and you'll have a great family member. Thanks for joining me. If you're looking for more information on our Veterinary Hospital Assistant program, visit our website at digitalartschool.com.